Not really good morning. I'm sorry that today I'm late. Last last night. เดี๋ยวผมโทรกลับนะครับ Last night I went to bed pretty late. Some of you maybe go to bed now, especially at the North American continent and in the Europe. Yesterday, right, as I report that this Bouy 56003, okay, that between Java and northwest of West Australia had report about the water descending for the third time in 2 days. In this area and Java Trench, only one buoy that working right now. The other thing is turned off, it will late, so not any data from this area. At Andaman Sea that belong to the government of Siam, before it turned off or before it shut down or before it not release the data to the public, the water had been descend or decrease about at least 6 meters for the whole Andaman Sea. And right here, before that time, it reported the water descend almost to the sea bottom, 5 kilometers or 5,000 meters for many times. Later on, it showed that the water has dropped only 100 meters, but 100 meters the whole area again, and this one 3 times, not much, about 5 to 10 centimeters. But if you think about the whole area, the whole sea between Java and northwest of West Australia is a big area, a huge amount of the water that had been gone. Look at the detail. This one, as I say, you can see that it's about at least 100 meters, right? From right here, it said 5,000 meters, up there 5,100 meters. So the water, this review, 5,100 meters had dropped 100 meters before the signal is gone. Where is that one? Sorry. Doesn't work well. Right here, up here, right? The water drop about 100 meters before it turn off or before they send no signals. Right here, as I tell you. Oh, not this one in the state. Okay. The water drop down, look a little bit. About, let's say about 5 centimeters, but for the whole area, it's not good at all. You can see right here, if I click and get the detail, sorry, this one, the third time, the second time, and the first time is not on the chart. And you can see the wavelength, right? Down, the bottom almost the same, but the top is high. Down, in the middle, going down, high and down. Instead that the water move away. It means the level of the water is dropping down. Even if not much, but the whole area is a big area. So something has been happened along the Java Trench from Papua New Guinea, from Bali, Iceland, the tourist attraction, to Java, through Sumatra, Nicobar, Andaman, and Burma. This area must have something big pretty soon. It warning us in advance. Right now, we have to wait for the sea life or the sea animal that used to live at the seabed. If they coming up to the surface from the deep seabed, it means they run away from something because of the electromagnetic frequency has brother its brain. Life and the life form, they have their they sensor the emotion, the brain too. Even the plankton, right? The plankton is a single cell, always run away from the seabed to the surface. If you can see that the plankton with the bright color, green, yellow, or purple, along the seashore, about 100 meter, 200 meter, for sure in the next 10 days, it should be the huge earthquake and can create the tsunami. But if they got an earthquake, the huge one, we got the advance warning, right? And if the water from the beach descending or decrease, we got the warning in advance, at least 3 hours to maybe 1 hour in advance. But the water that gone down between earth crust and magma layer, it pretty huge volume. The water that gone down under the seabed get heat by the magma. When the temperature is climb up until the boiling point, the water should be explode, right? Expand it particle. At that time, we got the huge explosion from bottom up. What does it mean? It means the tidal wave could happen. The tidal wave and tsunami is totally different. Of course, tsunami wave could be tidal wave, but tidal wave is not the tsunami because the cause of the incident is differently, and tidal wave much more higher than tsunami. Before tsunami happen, should be an earthquake, right? And the water dropping down and hissing, so you get advance warning. But for the tidal wave that I tell you that it just happened and come from the middle of the sea, go to the beach, go to the sea, the seashore. So nobody realized that wave going to hit the beach. As I recall, about should be last year, the same thing happened at Philippines. The people on the condominium on the high ground look at the sea and they see the tidal wave coming. They just say tsunami, tsunami, tsunami. The people who stay at the beach or at the sea level could not see the water descending, so they just laughing. When that wave coming too close, they could not run away. Almost about 2,000 people has been gone. This thing has high possibility happen this area. The effect should be in the big area too. What I want to say that, okay, sorry. So the effect should almost be the same area as the tsunami on December 26, 2004. If it happened right here, northwest of West Australia and northern territory should be the main effect. Even the south of the Western Australia should be affected a lot too, because it's pretty close to the occurring point. Even the Madagascar, Africa, Yemen, even the Gulf of Persia, Iran, Afghanistan, India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, they are all affected. But Java and Sumatra must get worse effect from tidal wave. If it happens, and if it high over 50 meters, the seashore of the Australia from the northern territory to the northwest of Western Australia to the south, right to Perth, to Tasmania, the water could go inland about 5 kilometers to 10 kilometers if that land is not high enough. It's not good at all. The sun right now, the sunspot T085 has increased their energy so fast and they explode so many CME, but not the strong one. But at least something come out from sunspot 3085. At the same time, when people talk about the Nibiru, about La, about the Anunnaki, or anything, whatever they believe, they ask me, do I believe in the UFO, in the aliens, or in those planet X? Yes, of course I believe, because it's shown right here that the energy comes from the backside of the sun, and this energy pour or flow against our solar wind or solar storm. And it's so clear that you can see that the weather belt, it got 2-3 layers. It means some energy pour to the earth, not direct from the sun, from the angle. This is an earth, right? And solar wind come this way. So weatherland belt should be protect earth, this one. This is the weatherland belt in the front that protect solar wind from the sun. But the other one over there should be some another energy from the bottom, or maybe some from the north. So it creates the second layer over there. And for sure, one energy comes from the back, because you can see that. The more they close to the earth, this ether will increase the strength and the frequency. Drought over the world, wildfire over the world, because of the heat underneath the earth crust and the heat from the space. Because when the land belt or our earth chill drop down to nearby the satellite orbit and drop down nearby the earth's surface, it allows the layers, the many things, everything from the space close to the earth as unusual. If you say it's unusual, of course, because we don't have this kind of phenomena or this kind of disaster at least for about 3,600 years. But in the progress of the pole shift and on the cycling of the incoming planet X, planet 9 or planet 10 or 11 and 12 is normal. Whenever planet 9, 10, 11, 12 come close to the earth, their gravity, their electromagnetic wave will affect to the earth. Not only the earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto get those effects too. That's why we have to observe the reflection of energy from Pluto, from Neptune, from Uranus, from Saturn, from Jupiter, and from Mars. All of them receive or pick up the energy from the sun by solar storm, and they reflect those energy back out of their own planet. About 10 years ago, let's say about the Pluto. The Pluto get energy from the sun. I say that for easy to understand. Pluto get the energy from the sun, let's say 10%. But on 2010, it reflects the energy almost 25 to 35%. And on 2014, it's almost 50%. So, how could they reflect the energy more than they receive from the sun? It depends from Pluto, from Neptune, from Uranus, from Saturn, from Jupiter, and from Mars. Same thing happen when the reflection from Pluto dropping down, high reflect from the Neptune increase. When the reflect from Neptune decrease, high reflect from the Uranus, right, increase. And the same thing, when Uranus reflect is down or decrease, Saturn it increase. It depends like it from far away coming close to the Earth. That's why those planet X or those small solar system or dark energy or brown dwarf or dark matter, it coming. We can observe the energy that reflect from those planets and even by our Earth itself. Right here you can see the small blue right in front of the Earth.
Location,
This one.
Córdoba, Argentina, class, light, magnitude 4.3, 43 minutes ago.
Right here, it says that the energy that comes right here is not from our sun. This one and another one. Right now, if you look at this graphic from NASA, we can say that three sources of energy had pour their charged particle to the Earth. One from our sun in this area, another one up right here, and the third one here. Three sources of energy had been hit Earth. Again, it affects to the North Pole and South Pole magnetic. And so many times, usually when this one shown that there are no North magnetic, they say about once a day. Right now, 2 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, or 8 times a day, that they show that no not magnetic pole at all. It's not good. And you look at the shape of the north and south, you can see that magnetic and south, the shape is squeezing. So many angle is not good at all. To the close look. That's why you have to prepare yourself. And as I always show the clip from FEMA that warned the people in the United States to have their emergency back for this kind of phenomena that would happen at any time. Why the people and the thing floating up? In this case, it should have no gravity or very light gravity. That's why most of the things flow up or fly up to the air. Is it will be happen I'm sure it will happen. How long will happen? Maybe about a minute, maybe about a day. But I believe, as on my research, as on my study, those things will happen not over one day, the longest time. Even one hour, it can cause a lot of problem with the people life. Therefore, prepare yourself, look at the high ground. As I say that, if you live nearby the seashore, you have to find the high ground about at least 18, 18 what 1800, right? 1800 feet, not 18,000. At least 1800 feet, or let's say 2000 feet, much more better. Because of when the earth stop rotating or rotate slow or quicker or up or down, the water will hit the seashore, will hit the beach, and the water will be like this for about at least 6 months. That's why you need to live at the high ground. What will happen? Right now, we don't know exactly. Yes, I can say that we know which period or which month it will happen, but it's only about 50%, right? I have to wait about for 80% or 90% before I announce to the public. Of course, the scientists around the world, let's say the NASA, the ESA, the JMA, or even the Chinese, they know about this thing. So they have prepared the shelter in many places, even in the state. Let's talk about the China first because it's close to this map. Okay, the China had built the town about this area, as I recall, about 40 towns with the airport, everything, and the news announced that the real estate problem. They say that they built a city that contain up to at least 2 million people for 40 cities, but nobody want to move in. They build it in advance if something happen because of the right here at the seashore that from Shanghai, from Yellow Sea, right? The water will come up, it's gone. Shanghai, Xiamen, Chengdu, right here, will be gone. So the people need to have a shelter to live. So they build on the ground, not underground. And one thing, why they build the right way from Shanghai to Tibet. This one not for commercial, not for tourist traveling, for carry the heavy equipment to build up something as you see in the movie 2012, something like that. Russia also prepared underground shelter, and it stated that they rebuild, they fix the old one to prepare for the nuclear war. Of course, the people should understand, oh yes, nuclear war happened between Russia and NATO, Russia and UK or and American or US, right? But the hidden agenda, if apocalypse happen, people have the place to live in, to escape from the disaster. You can know about those things too. And even the UN, they realize about the thing that will happen in the world. That's why they had built right here, right, at Swabat. You can say about the World Seed Bank, right? They collect the seed all around the world, usually only the food, to keep right here in case of a huge disaster around the world. So they can withdraw those seeds and spread to the people or maybe their relative or something to plant the food for the people who survive. They had built this one almost 50 years ago, even when I was a kid. Therefore, they really know in advance that apocalypse should happen on our planet Earth. And right here, you can see the Arctic Ocean at the North Pole. If we see that the ice has been gone, we can say that. Even right now, you can watch the new from CNN, from Al Jazeera, even the BBC that said that the glacier, the ice at the North Pole, even the Greenland, even the Canada, had melted down more than 80%. The number is increased so much. Of course, some part of the world, the glacier could going up, but the most area, why the ice at the glacier is melting down? Because this area should be relocated at the new location nearby equator. So the nature that adjusts itself. Let's talk about the shelter. In Northern American continental, FEMA had built at least 77 underground shelters as I know. I don't know if it's true or not. I believe it's true. I've been there for many times. I have been joined the meeting from NASA and Space Agency at the Washington DC. That year should be the 2013. And I also went to join the seminar with Ben Division and with the Thomas Hill, right? Lithic Universe at Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, Pittsburgh, yeah, only 2 times. While FEMA had built an underground shelter that can contain up to about 30 million people, but all American population is about 300 something. They cannot save the people for the whole country. And they want to keep the social to be normal. They don't want the chaos happen. Just keep quiet. And when that time comes, of course they say, sorry guy, we underestimate what will happen. They will say the same thing like this. The other thing I will show you about, this is about the jet stream. Jet stream may come to the Western Australian, right here. Most of the jet stream, most of the wind or for the global. Right here, it comes to this way. The same path of the southern Earth magnetic. Don't forget that. Sorry. South Pole magnetic have moved away from Antarctica. Right now, it's about 100 miles from the Antarctica seashore. And it's moved up. And it should reach the North Magnetic Pole somewhere at the west side of the Sumatra. So this area should be the new pole, either South Pole or North Pole, but it should be the North Pole, something right here. What will happen as we realize that this thing will happen pretty soon after December 21st, and all scientists around the world agree that little ice age will be, what you say, the full population or the full scale on 2030. Right now, 2020 32nd. So another 8 years. It means that porship should happen before 2030. It takes times, right, for around the world get cooler. Not only one day, 1 month, or 1 year. It will take time. So porship should happen, should occur sometime between 2026 to 2034. We shall know for sure in advance about 50 to 60 days. Right now, we have to observe the phenomena that have been changed on around the world. Wildfire, drought, many river has been dry on around the world, but not in this area, right? In Southeast Asia or South Asia, there are flooding and temperature that drop down than normal. Let's say that in my place, the temperature from April had dropped down from normal about 3 to 8 degrees in each day. It's not the same. My summer, we got the cooler temperature and raining. The rain start from April, May, June, July, August, and it still rain day by day. The water are increasing. It means the temperature is going up down. Even some days so hot, so damn hot, maybe about 43 degrees, but in general, it's cooler. Prepare yourself for the worst case scenario. Cosmic rays still bombard Earth and still fill up the water in the atmosphere. It brings hydrogen to our Earth's atmosphere. When hydrogen mixed with oxygen, H2O, occur. The same thing happened as on the Bible at the Noah era. And again, human resonance or Earth heartbeat, very, very poor. Sometimes it pop up, but still poor. It's still in general about almost 2 years. It's below than 7.8 megahertz. Usually it should be 7.8 megahertz. Human and animal used to get those frequency to their brain. Right now, when the frequency drop down or pop up, right, it affects out the water in the brain. That's why sometimes so crazy. It's easy to get mad, or what you say that. Many people psychology, right, or get crazy, something like that. Sorry for my English is not good at all, but I try my best, and I wish you understood whatever I say, whatever I try to communicate with you. Do your best for yourself and your family. Whatever you believe in your religion, just do whatever your God or your Lord teach you. Or religion teach the people to be the good human being. Christian, Buddhist, Islam, Tao, Shinto, Chen, they are teaching people to be good. Kill the other is bad. In Islam, it said that you kill the people, even those people believe in the other religion, that Islam is bad, have a sin. Buddhists kill the people, have a sin. Christian, the same thing, right? Tao, Shinto, or even who believe in Guan Im, right? The same thing. But the priest, the monk, right, in each religion, they want some benefit, right? They want to get rich, they want to get the wealthy. So they bend the Lord or the God teaching statement, they bend it and teach other people to follow them, get rich, get comfortable. Do your best, your God will heal you. See you tomorrow.